What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about 5 things this downturn has taught me about money. Okay, I don't know about you, but this downturn has taught me so freaking much about what to do, what not to do, what this means for our finances. It's taught me a lot. And the first thing that it has taught me is that a 1-month emergency fund is a minimum. I am not a fan of the $1,000 starter emergency fund philosophy. I actually don't feel like that's enough money when bad times hit. I've had a few bad things happen to me in my finances, and I do know that $1,000 did not get me very far. So I think this whole downturn has taught us that we can't expect when these things are gonna happen. We can't predict it. And because we can't predict it, we don't know when it's gonna happen. We have to be prepared. A 1-month emergency fund, in my opinion, is the bare minimum. The second thing that this whole downturn has taught me, that even if you think your job is stable, it isn't. And this is something that I've been seeing a lot of. So I'm a part-time adjunct professor at a local university. They sent out an email telling us all that there was something that was going to be happening where it was going to be mandatory furloughs for employees that make over a set dollar amount. Now, a furlough basically means you're taking some time off, you're not getting paid whatsoever. This is interesting to me because in a university setting, this is considered one of the most secure jobs. It's a government and state job. So it's super, super stable in theory. But even then, even if you think your job is stable, it isn't always. And so I think that's one of the things that I have seen is that there were so many people that thought their jobs were stable and it just isn't. Now this is, yes, we're talking about the downturn, but this is good life advice all across the board. So if you feel like your job is stable, maybe check yourself and start to prepare your finances for potential layoffs and worst case scenarios. It's never gonna steer you wrong if you plan for the worst case scenario. The third thing that I have learned from all of this is that it is worth living a simple life with minimal debt and a good cash savings account. Now, I know this is like common sense, but it's so easy, especially in a good economy, to look around and think, you know, my job's safe, I've got some money, loans are being given out like candy, like I'm gonna be okay. If I can get a loan, I can afford it. If I can afford the minimum payment, I can afford the purchase, and that's not really true. Being able to afford a minimum payment versus being able to afford the item is very, very different stuff. So I think that this has taught us that living a very simple life brings a different sense of peace of mind that a lot of us don't have when we live that keeping up with the Joneses mentality or just trying to purchase the next latest and greatest thing. Sometimes it's worth taking a step back and just living well below your means to give yourself that peace of mind. Which leads me to my fourth point. Cash is king, especially in a down economy. I truly believe that we have not seen the worst of this whole downturn yet. I believe it's gonna get way worse before it gets better. And I think that we're starting to see a lot of the repercussions of economic shutdowns and quarantines and all of this stuff. That hasn't really taken its hit yet. But I do believe that when stuff does officially hit the fan, those that have cash are those that win. So if you have some cash reserves, my friend, you are gonna be so much better off. So what I'm doing personally right now is I am prioritizing saving like it's my full-time job. I have been moving as much as I can over to my savings account. So when the market comes down, we're gonna be okay. And I've seen this before too. In 2008, when the market crashed a little bit then, I was able to purchase the house that I'm in right now for $143,000. It is now worth about $260,000. So I was able to do that because I had some cash. And I hope that you have cash when this economy turns as well, because it's so critical for your financial life. And you can make some serious money moves if you have your money and you have your ducks in a row when that time comes. That is my thought on that. And lastly, and most importantly, I think the thing that this whole downturn has taught me is that your ability to pivot and be creative is essential to your success now and in the future. I have loved seeing how many businesses were able to shift their business models and really serve people that they wouldn't typically serve, or do different methods of delivery or things that maybe they weren't really comfortable with or didn't have the infrastructure in place. Yet somehow this pressure forced them to be creative even faster. And I think that that's true for all of us. Your ability to be creative and your ability to pivot is essential to your success in life, and especially with your finances. So that was one of the things that this downturn has taught me. All right, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this content. This is what a whole economic downturn has taught me. It taught me a ton of very, very valuable lessons. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will see you for another video in the future. We'll see ya.